And Nas and his homies did walk up. They approached us. You got to give respect. You know what I mean? So to be honest, I don't know if Jungle said he had snatched Pac chain. I don't know what was said, but I do remember I had Pac like, homie, why you getting too close to me, or why you staring at me?
Right.
And then we knew from that incident that it's some tension, it's something about to pop off. You know what I mean? You know, Snoop had his side of the story that was fabricated.
On Nas' new album, King's Disease 2, he has a song called Death Row East. On the song, he gives you a shout out. Now, I'm sure you've heard about it. Have you heard about the shout out that he gave you on his new album?
Yeah, I heard about it, man, and I had to go look up the lyrics, man, because I got to make sure I ain't too outside of what's happening, and I respect that. You know what I mean? Nas, he a legend, though. You know what I mean? Nas a legend. It's good that now the story is getting out there because, you know, Snoop had his side of the story that was fabricated. If you know what I mean? It was a story that was, I don't know where he got it from. So the first time I ever spoke about that incident is after watching a Snoop interview, and he pretty much went left field with it, and I didn't really like that. You know what I mean? I'm like, he going somewhere. He said something that never happened, and I felt
now,
like
which particular interview was that, Moo?
You know, Snoop did an interview where he was talking about he literally was like, I was there at the event. He said, I'm a gang member. This is exact words. I'm a gang member, so I know the people. I know what's going on. Pac went up to Nas and was like, look, I got a song dissing you. You better not say nothing. And Pac walked away, and I looked at, and Nas turned around and looked at 100-something dudes with guns, and Nas told him no. It was an amazing movie. You know what I mean? That if he make a script out, it would have been good to be like a fictional Hollywood hip hop movie, but it wasn't facts. So when I saw that was the first time because I usually try not to really bring these things up, but I'm like, you know, Pac ain't here to defend himself. And I believe that situation that happened with Nas and Pac should be highlighted because it's actually something positive. You know what I mean? So that story, what Snoop said was false. It didn't happen. No, I do remember Nas and them walking over towards us. You know what I mean? Walking, and this is why I have a lot of respect for Nas because we was deep, Timbo, to the point where we had Jersey dudes with us. From my neighborhood, from Gaddafi neighborhood, Fatal neighborhood. People from my neighborhood brought guns, gave it to Death Row. Death Row had security with guns. Death Row had homies from Compton. And Nas and his homies did walk up. They approached us. You got to give respect. You know what I mean? So, and the situation was that pretty much what Nas said. You know, some of his homies surrounded us. Some of us surrounded his homies, and him and Pac start speaking. I couldn't hear what they were saying. It was loud. Next thing I know, I saw him shaking hands and hugging. And for the first time, that showed us youngsters that it can be done in that manner.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So I think that story need to be told correctly, the respectful way, that it was two individuals that if it would have went wrong, it probably would have been some dead bodies in that park. And this is no exaggeration. You know what I mean? If it would have went wrong.
What event y'all was at? Where y'all was at? The Palladium? Where y'all was at?
First it popped off at the MTV Awards inside. Now I know it was Jungle Pop. Now I know it was Nas' brother Jungle. And I remember the incident like yesterday. I remember, you know, I don't know what he said, but he was getting close to Pac.
Jungle.
And yeah, Jungle was getting close to Pac. And I remember I just heard Pac like, what's up, homie? Why you walking up on me or looking at me? When I heard that, I remember I jumped behind Jungle. You know, I came around him because I was waiting for Pac. Like if it was going to go down, I'm going to start hitting him from the back. You know what I mean? And then it's funny when I seen an interview now with Nas and Jungle did an interview recently, and they was talking about one of their homies. Right. And they was like one of their homies from Queens who was like some martial art karate dude. He was there in the cut because I remember a dude in the cut.
Right.
And he was looking at me up and down, and he was shaking his head. He looked like he was about it, but he was looking at me like also from an OG standpoint of view, like, homie, you tripping. So now when I saw the Nas interview, I said, okay, that's they dude who they talked about, their homie Moose or something like that. So it's accurate. You know what I mean? I know a lot of people saying, you know, I don't know. To be honest, I don't know if Jungle said he had snatched Pac chain. I don't know what was said, but I do remember I had Pac like, homie, why you getting too close to me or why you staring at me? Right. And then we knew from that incident that it's some tension, it's something about to pop off. You know what I mean?
Now, Death Row East was supposed to be the East Coast chapter of Death Row Records. Now,
Yes.
did Pac ever talk? Did he ever talk to you guys about it? And it seemed like with the One Nation album and Death
Yes.
Row East was potentially going to kill all the drama that was going on at that time if that ever would have came to fruition.
Exactly, man. That pretty much was Pac trying to say, look, man, even Suge, like, we don't have no problem with the East Coast. You know what I mean? We might not get along with certain individuals, but we're gonna do Death Row East so that we can continue. You know what I mean? And they was trying to sign they was about to sign Run DMC. People don't know that.
Is that right? Run
Like,
DMC
Pac
was
was
going to sign to Death Row East?
I don't know if they agreed or not, but I know that's who they was heading to, like, try to sign. You know, I remember Run DMC, Craig Mack.
Yeah, Craig Mack was down with Bad Boy.
Craig Mack, they was trying to sign him. So they was trying to get a East Coast, roster starting with New York dudes.
Now, was that a real project, or that was just something that Suge was just pumping money into just to kind of fiddle his nose at the East Coast, kind of to say,
Nah, they was about to really make that happen. If I'm not mistaken, Eric B. Shout out to the homie Eric B. Man, Eric B. was about to be the CEO, if I'm not mistaken. So it really was. He really is going to pump a lot of money in it because it was an idea that he knew. It's only for a business standpoint of view. He had no other. He would have been winning even more if he would have done that. He knew that. You know what I mean? So he definitely was going to try to make it happen.